We're really not ready for Friday. I'm just going to tell you right now, people. We're not ready, but we're here. We're here. It's gonna be great. We're gonna have a blast. GM Farcaster. Towards the end of the show, we're pretty much going to be talking about tempo for like the whole end of the show because we don't have any guests or anything, but we do need to get Dan back on because that is what's all over our feed. It's crazy. It's crazy. So we'll be talking a lot about tempo. We'll be talking obviously about Farcaster and Clanker news, and we've got a lot of that. We also have some, let me zoom out on our backgrounds a little bit because I need to add another background to this that's just this thing because it's awesome. So we need a new background, but I'm getting excited. I'm getting excited for FarCon Rome.
I was gonna say also like our background is winter and today's the first day of spring.
Yeah, I need to fix all things.
Happy spring.
Happy spring. We need to fix all the things. I might be able to fix that right now because I think I have a spring one. Yeah, let's just real quick do that. There we go.
Oh, that's so much better.
That's Octane, but okay. Well, little nouns, Octane. Welcome welcome back as a sponsor.
We'll shout them out.
Welcome back. So we're gonna do all the things right now. So retweet, recast, let people know that you are watching. If you're already in the chat, wake up. It's Friday. Here we go. And we will see you on the other side of this 41 seconds. Welcome to GM Farcaster, bringing you everything from breaking news to spicy memes to the deep lore shaping this vibrant digital community. More than just a show, GM Farcaster is your digital third space where the community connects, the stories unfold, and the culture thrives. Whether you're a daily caster or just dropping by, we've got the latest buzz to keep you plugged in. So grab your coffee and let's dive in with your hosts, Manish Prof and Adrian, for another episode of GM Farcaster. GM Farcaster. It is Friday, March 20th, and you are here with Manish Prof and Adrian for 29 minutes of Farcaster news to start your day, plus a little bit more because we'll be chatting about tempo. But I am noticing that something's going on over on Twitter X, and we're not quite.
Is it the StreamYard Twitter?
They're not
talking to each other again.
No, I don't even think it's that. I think something else is going on because I have a post not loading thing too going on. You know how that was happening the other day over on Twitter?
On Wednesday.
Yes.
After our stream. We were fine.
We were fine.
Twitter had issues. And then everyone came over to Farcaster to say hi.
Yeah.
We love that.
Yeah, we totally love that. This was my cast about that. Okay, everyone, look alive. Guests are coming over. Put out the Entenmann's, and I wasn't sure if everyone was getting the Entenmann's joke, so I did add the context below from Sebastian Maniscalco's stand-up comedy where he talks about when company would come over and you put out the Entenmann's pound cake. Anyway, so I think that something's going on right now, but I see some folks are over here, so. I don't know. We're seeing it, but it's not something ain't working quite right. But I do see us in the top part. Yeah, something's a little funky. But anyway, we're just gonna power on. I think it's just kind of going in and out, but we're all right. So yeah, Twitter was down, and then everyone was posting on Farcaster. Is Twitter down? Is anybody having issues? What's going on? But then also, Farcaster's been having issues. So it's
not for me.
I've had some times with the app on the web. It's been fine, but some weird things on the app occasionally. And I know Android was having some problems. So I don't know.
Android 16?
Not Android 16. I don't know. Where's that guy been? Maybe that's why. Maybe he was having problems and he just couldn't log in. That could be it. Pine Tree's still working. So there you go. before we jump into all the things, I do want to shout out FarCon is coming up May 4th and 5th. Before that, we have Far Hack happening. So many things going on, and it's very exciting. And we also have a sponsorship available, opportunity available for the media. We are the media partners, exclusive media partners with FarCon for this year again. And we're excited to be so. And we have an opportunity for 6 lucky folks, lucky sponsors, lucky brands, lucky people. It could be a person, it could be, whatever. We're excited to bring this opportunity to you for 1 ETH each, and you will have an opportunity to have branding on site at the event, branding and audio shoutouts on all FarCon Rome recordings that we're going to be putting out after the fact. We'll have shoutouts and promos and interviews at FarCon Rome. If you're going to be there, we'll have a little chat with you, and we'll throw that on all our socials and everywhere. And if you're not going to be there, we're going to just shout you out anyway. We'll find some cute little cafe and just talk about you or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. And then we're going to have weekly promos leading up to the event. So for all our streams leading up to FarCon, we'll be talking about you. We'll be sharing your casts. And so here's your chance to get a lot of what we normally do for a lot more money for a lot less, if you followed that whatsoever. So you're going to get a lot more for your it's a bargain. It's a bargain.
It's a value. It's the
value proposition. So jump in, and you can either reach out to Adrian or I, or guess what, Adrian? I have a little form.
Best part of the announcement.
Using Farcaster. You can go into Farcaster
that you built yourself.
And then just fill out this cute little form. And it's literally one question. Just tell me how to contact you, and because it's going to capture your Farcaster information automatically. So you don't even have to type that stuff in. Just tell me if you want me to DC you, or if you got some other way you want me to contact you. So there you go. Very fun. And if you want to learn more,
Farcaster.
That one has to be on Farcaster.
No, if you're saying to sponsor, you don't have to be on Farcaster.
No, so you do not.
If you're someone who wants to,
if you're over on Twitter,
Farcaster, we'll take it too.
We'll take it wherever. If you have something that you want to put in front of a Farcaster focused audience or a Twitter audience, frankly, because we get a lot of live viewers over on Twitter, and you have something that you think is interesting for that audience, reach out. So I'm thinking anything crypto, anything AI agents. If you're building something interesting, these are your people. So hit us up. If you want to learn more about GM Farcaster, Adrian had a great cast that showed kind of where we are at in our growth this past week. So go check that out in this as well. And also, if you want to learn more about FarCon Rome, go to farcon.eu, and you can learn more about that. What did I leave out, Adrian?
I think you covered it all.
All right. I wanted to start that right at the top.
Yeah.
And we'll be talking about that for like the next week. And hopefully that it'll be all full by the end of the month is our goal. So move quickly if you're interested. By the way, I loved this. This was almost my background. And then I was like, I really need to start doing the FarCon Rome background. But I made a background that was almost this, and I'll have it handy for another time. Heard we're getting cozy again, and you took the OG NFT and added a little love to it. So it's fun. If you're not familiar, back in the day, back in October of 2022, I believe it was
2.
I think it was 2. Wasn't it 2? When did we go permissionless?
You're right. 2022.
It was 2022, right? 2022, the protocol went permissionless. Before that time, you needed an invitation to be on Farcaster. And at that point, the active users each got in what we call an OG NFT, which at one point was valued up to 4 ETH.
On Zora Chain.
On Zora Chain, of all things. And there were only 938 of them. And based on current numbers, I think we're back. So There you go. There you go. So we are cozy again, but now we have warplets. So this is a little warplet entering the arch. So this was what the very similar to what the OG NFT looks like. And we've always said that it's Adrian welcoming people, but also protecting the vibes. So there you go. And now it's warplet welcoming people. I don't think he's going to be much protection, but you know. And then this was from Neynar. Everyone said they wanted cozy corners back. Also, this is only showing users with spam label 2 and Neynar score above 0.6. This was a new Dune dashboard showing that we are stabilized around 1,000 daily active casters. But again, that's of that spam label 2, 0.6 Neynar score. So there's a little bit more than that, but it's been kind of feeling like that. But also, it's not a bad thing right now. I'm liking the vibe right now, and also it feels very active, which is weird.
So the vibe just
I'm very confused.
Right. Confused. So if we're going to be like the vibe tellers, we'll be, and the vibe interpreters, the vibe went from like really down. Like it's, if there's 1,000 people casting, it was like, oh, we are not the cool kids table anymore.
1,000 people casting of negativity.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, I don't know what switched, and it might have been Neynar coming in addressing, but people, it just got silly again.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, okay.
And fun.
All right, well, yeah. And kind of like get silly, have fun. And then
building.
Kind of flipped
a lot of builders.
Yeah.
A lot of builders building stuff. A lot of interesting things. I'm seeing casts about all different kinds of things, not just people. There was also a moment where it was not only negative, but it was just like people just casting about Farcaster, which we talked about the other day. But I feel like there's a lot more things going on. And I really felt that, honestly, when Twitter went down the other day. I really felt there were a lot of people coming back, not only just to say, is Twitter down? But also just sharing what they're up to. So that was nice. That's been nice. It's been good to see. So anyway, that's enough about that.
Imagine a world where, like, let's say your favorite social network goes down. Let's just say. And then you can just go to a different one, except you have all your same friends there.
I know. It's great.
Why can't we make that world? That's the world I would love to see.
That's the world we're making. It's called a protocol. It's fantastic. Go check it out. All right. And then also, Neynar started shipping stuff. They started shipping things. So we started to get the restart again. So almost every Friday for a while there, back in the 2024s time period, 2023, 2024, we'd have the restart because there was a new version of Farcaster available. And then for a little bit recently, we'd go through periods of time where there was a lot of that, and then it would be more off and on. And then lately it's been not at all, because there's been this transition phase, and it's back. So it was nice to see. Also, they changed it to activity, not priority. Did you notice that?
I did not.
They changed it to activity. So your notifications have changed a little bit. There's activity, channels, and mentions. Generally, mentions are in activity as well, unless they're somewhat spammy, then they might just hit in mentions. And then channels is useful for notifications from the channels that you're in, but also if you're being asked to add a channel, like if you're being invited to be a member or a mod. So yeah, that changed also. I did like Neynar's response. The classics never die. They just get versioned. So there you go. So that's been fun. And along those lines, whoops, here it is. There was a switch up. Remember the mini apps area? We were missing the recently used, was hard to find. It was hiding in the search area. So now this has been adjusted a little bit. So we have in the mini apps, I don't know what you call it, menu, there's recent, and that is not only mini apps, that is also other things, I noticed. So it is, go check it out. It'll tell you what it is, but recent is other things besides mini apps. So go check that out to see what I'm talking about. different launches, things like that, that might be outside of the mini app realm.
Right.
And
well,
then
Rich has been saying since the beginning, he wants to rebrand and kind of not call things mini apps and just go to apps, which may be mini apps that exist in Farcaster, but he's like, but why limit it? It's just like make Farcaster the place where you're building anything and launching anything. So I think he's trying to surface like anyone building and launching things.
Exactly. And that's what this is. And it will tell you, there's little labels that'll tell you what it is and why it's there. So it's picking up different things that are happening, and it's picking them up automatically, because when I launched like a new mini app, or you did, it's pulling it right in there, but also it's pulling in other things that you might be casting. So if you're a builder somewhere, you're building something cool, you should definitely be putting it on Farcaster, because it's going to show up in this little recent tab, and it might get some additional discovery, is my point. And then you also have trending, and then your apps has your recent as well as your saved ones. And that is totally just for Yes to Crypto.
Exactly.
To make him happy, because he was unhappy. And he said, much better. One line of recent is fine, especially if scrollable. So the cat approves. The cat approves. We are good.
And I think he was hoping we would complain about it today, but we can't.
We can't. It's fine. It's fixed. It's great. All right. Moving on. We had this from Rish. Not Rish. Dish. Sorry, wrong ish. This was from Dish. Dish went on a trek, and he said, I'm going to be offline until March 20th. And he actually reappeared yesterday. He trekked 80 miles, 130 kilometers over 17K feet, 50K meters of elevation, doing the W trek and trails around El Chaltan. It's not El Capitan, it's El Chaltan. I've never heard of that one. Camped through some gnarly weather. Now on my way to meet up with the Neynar squad in Salt Lake City. So this is pretty cool. I saw these images and immediately thought of you and JC and tagged you both.
It looks like heaven. It looks like heaven. Oh,
look at that rainbow. Isn't that crazy?
Stunning.
So if you're only listening to this, at least go check the show notes for Dish's cast so you can see these photos, because they're pretty amazing.
Farcaster people are so cool.
They really are. I mean, that was amazing. And he said this was something he had always wanted to do. It was a bucket list adventure. So he did it. And then he was going to go meet up with the Neynar team, who are apparently sitting in a hot tub in the middle of Utah. I don't know what's going on here, but that's Grin and what is it? Vegan beef. And I don't know who the other one is in the prize winner hat. I have no idea. I know the wizard. I know the doodle. I'm not sure who the third one is. Do you?
No. Who is it?
I don't know who that is.
Can someone tell us?
I don't know. If you're in the chat and you know who this third Neynar person is, let us know, because I have no idea who that is.
Is it? I know who it is. It is Topo Count.
Oh, okay. Topo Count. Okay. All right. Sorry, Topo Count.
Topo Count. It was not.
We're not familiar with their PFP game. Now we know. So they've been cooking, I guess, while in a hot tub, working on some things. And I did see this from Vegan Beef. Test app, please ignore. And yeah, right. That wasn't going to happen. That was not going to happen. And especially when I jumped in here and saw the first question was, what is love? And my immediate thing that came to my mind is,
baby don't
hurt me. Immediately. And that was one of the answers in this poll. It's like, what is love? And I'm like, baby, don't hurt me. Immediately. So I think he's doing a little testing on a poll mini app. So there you go. But I don't think we were supposed to actually do it, but I did it anyway.
Yeah. But also, if you're like a marketer or a founder and you're launching something, and you want it to go big, definitely tell people not to use it.
Yes.
Really put something out and say, I'm just testing it. Please don't use my app. And then everybody, that's like the best way to get someone to use your app.
I was 100% going to use this app. Yeah. And it was just a little poll app, and there was some test questions in there, and that was it. So they're doing and I've seen a few things popping up where it looks like they're testing things. So I think we've got a few new things coming. We did see that earlier this week, V Rose say, we're bringing something's coming back. We assume it's reactions, but
I mean, if it's not, I revolt.
If it's not, we're going to be.
What if it's the auto follow list?
I'm good with that as well. Bring it back, baby. Bring it back. As long as I'm on it. I love the auto follow list. Bring it back. So yeah, they're up to things. This is your opportunity. Speaking of, this is your opportunity. This is from Farcaster, aka Neynar, the new team. This is your opportunity. We want your feedback. Go ahead. Roast the home feed. How do you use it versus your following feed? What's getting surfaced that you don't want to see? Who are you not seeing that you want more of? What would make you use it more? Adrian, first, what's the first thing that came to mind, and who do you think had an immediate response to this question?
Was it Kenny?
Yes, it was.
Kenny!
Yes, it most certainly was.
We love Kenny.
And not only was it an answer, but it was a thoroughly researched answer. So he asked Claude. Let's see what Claude has to say. So his first response down here was, he saw this is your opportunity, and then immediately went to Claude and said, let's see what Claude has to say. This is a fun product question. At 1,000 DAU, I'd actually lean toward the following feed with reply bumping. And not just because of cost. And it went on to talk about why reply bumping should be the thing. I mean,
Kenny has been on reply bumping soapbox. He is since the beginning, and he comes with good arguments.
I mean, now he's getting well-researched arguments on top of his own opinion, which I just thought that was absolutely perfect. Absolutely perfect. I'm sure that, maybe his Claude has been influenced a little bit,
right. But his Claude has been trained just to, no matter what Kenny asks, he'll reaffirm that reply bumping is the way.
Yeah. But this was beautiful, an absolutely perfect response to this request. So, we'll see what the team says. But he did give them plenty. I mean, if they say no, they're going to have to refute this. So
this would be a fun panel for FarCon talk. And I go back to ever since the first FarCon when we had a spicy DAO panel.
Mm-hmm.
We've not had a lot of spice at FarCon.
No, besides the hot wings. Yeah.
Yes. The chat wasn't that spicy,
spice,
though.
But the literal spice.
Yeah. Rich and Cassie saved their spice for, 9 months later.
It did come. It was delayed.
It came. It was a delayed. But I think the algo, what should the feed be, could be a good spicy chat.
Yes to crypto. There is a following feed. It's literally right next to the home feed. Just click over one and you'll see it. And it's just the people that you are following. Whereas the home feed has a little bit of algo mixed in to give you other things. So yeah, there is. All right. Yeah, that would be good. I think that would be interesting. And I did enjoy the spicy DAO discussion once upon a time with Johnny Mac and Bill Z and Derek from the park, who just literally sat there the whole time like, what is going on? He's just like with his coffee, like, I don't know what's going on here. I don't know what's happening, but I
was in the audience. I'm like, what is a DAO? I knew conceptually what a DAO was, but I was not like intimately like familiar with the operations of a DAOs, like all the subtle, all the subtext that people were talking about.
Yeah.
I'm like, but people had opinions.
Opinions. And this is when, so Purple was created on Nouns Builder to support Farcaster and Farcaster builders and anything sort of promoting Farcaster. It still exists. It still supports a lot of builders in the ecosystem. And there was a moment where there was a proposal that some people vehemently disagreed with, including Johnny Mac, and they started Purpler. They started their own DAO. That didn't last very long, but it was a moment, and that was the moment that was captured at the very first FarCon. So in the panel that, and it was funny because Builder DAO and Nouns Builder sponsored the first FarCon. It was one of the only, there was very few sponsors, and we were one of the sponsors. And he said, can we have a panel about Purple? And they said, sure. And then they said, do you mind if we add Johnny Mac to it? And I was like, all right. I said, I'll moderate, whatever. And yeah, so it became spicy. It was fun.
But you know what? Just for like a sponsor going back, you know, like from a sponsor perspective, you might be like, no, I don't want you to have, you know, like I'm sponsoring a conference. We're doing a talk about DAOs and you're inviting someone who built like your initial reaction would be like, no, I don't want that. But it was also the most popular talk. We're still talking about it 4 years
Still talking about it.
It's all anyone remembers. Yep. Purple's still standing. Purpler
didn't make it, but it's okay. Yeah.
And so I just think you should.
But actually that the whole fact of like the Purpler launching up was a great testament to decentralization. And the fact that you can permissionlessly just, you know, pick up your coffee mugs and move them over to somewhere else. And, you know, it was perfect. I was totally down for it. I did not know Johnny well yet at that point. So I was like, all right. But I was totally open to it because it wasn't about like, I knew that it would be a good discussion. So why not? You know, and it was funny because it was being streamed on Unlonely. And I read some of the comments after and they were hilarious. They're like, who's this woman bringing the smoke? Because I don't remember what I said, but I remember that comment explicitly. So, but it was a good time. So I hope that we have some more panels like that this year. It'll be fun. And I think there's a discussion. We'll see if it happens. That there might be a little panel of the 4 Peters. Those who have been to all 4 FarCons. So those who show up in Rome. And I think there's only a handful of us who are gonna do it. So who are gonna be there. Yeah.
Do we get a jacket?
I'm working on a t-shirt. I think that's 5-timer. Then we get a jacket. But for 4-time, working on a shirt. Yeah, it was like, we're the 4 Peters.
We're not Peters.
We're not all named Peter. But Adrian and
if it was Alex, we could fill a panel with a bunch of Alexes. A lot of Alexes.
A lot of Alexes. Adrian and I are 4 Peters. We'll be, assuming, you know, God willing. Grin. And I think Matt Lee, I believe. Is that one?
Yes. Yep.
And there was somebody else that Justin On, I think. Is he a 4 Peter? He was at the first one, wasn't he?
I saw his name dropped and I don't remember.
I don't know if we got a confirmation on that, but I think so. And I think that literally might be it unless we can convince Dan to come. He would be a 4 Peter. I was like, can we tempt him with that? I don't know. Does streaks mean anything to him?
No.
No, but also Italy. Actually, I think that's more of a possible pull.
Italy's very far from California, and
I know, but
he's got limited time and little kids. And he's very busy and he's traveling a lot. And
it's like Italy, though. I'm just saying. Anyway, speaking of jackets, I saw this after our chat with Jacek the other day. So we chatted with Jacek about DGen and the new NFT collection that's coming out. 777 DGens are coming. March 24th is when it's launching. And I want this exact one. How cute is this? I want this one. And this was in response to, we didn't get to see this because this happened after our chat, but this was the promotion video that came out with OpenSea about the launch. And it was so cute. It's just so cute. So there's a little sloth wearing a top hat on this little video. So super cute. I really want this one. I finally got my thing figured out with the Twitter, all that stuff, because it wasn't connecting right. And I said, can I have this exact one, please? And Farcaster replied back, can you fight?
Wow.
Yeah.
Farcaster.
Getting spicy. And I said,
does Farcaster know where you're from?
I let him know. I'm like, do you understand where I grew up? Yeah, my family comes from the home of Rocky Marciano.
I don't know who that is.
Boxer. You know who Rocky Marciano is?
I'm from Philly. We're from the real. I'm from the real place where I'm from. I'm
from the real Rocky. No, I'm from the place where the real Rocky's from, not the fake one.
Never heard.
What do you think he was based on, dude? Rocky Marciano. Get out of here.
Literally did not know that.
Forget about it. And Marvin Hagler, both from the same place. Also, who you probably really don't know, but he was a middleweight fighter back in the day.
Again, after our chat with Jacek, I did get on the allow list for NFT minting.
Okay. Me too. So I'm all set.
I thought the site is beautiful. So like really well done, whatever artists and designers were putting that together. I did have some technical difficulties with my
wallet,
but
I finally got it figured out. Oh, your Wallet Connect. Okay.
Wallet Connect was not happening for me. And if you shout into the ether, someone will help you.
Okay. There's also a Discord, and that might be a good place for support as well. Or just tag Jacek somewhere. Tag him on Farcaster, and he'll probably point you to the right person.
He'll probably hate you for saying that, but do it
He'll
anyway.
totally hate me for saying that, but do it anyway. Somebody will get in touch because they want you to make sure you, especially if you're an OG.
I want to shout out the Farcaster Twitter account, who's been retweeting and engaging with a lot more Farcaster projects than it did in the past. And I think that's really great. I was happy to see it was kind of promoting the degen mint as like started on Farcaster, because we've seen this a lot of like things incubating on Farcaster and then going wider. So whoever is running that whichever intern took over the Farcaster account.
I believe I know the intern. You do as well.
I know.
Formerly, the intern formerly known as...
Are you allowed to say? I think you're not supposed to tell. I think...
Oh, maybe I won't tell. Okay, I won't tell.
Okay. We're supposed to keep all the interns, I think.
You're right. You're right. We should keep it. We should keep it quiet, but they're doing a fabulous job. They're doing a great job.
We know who you are.
We know who you are. You're doing a fabulous job.
But it is great to see.
Yeah, I agree. And it's good to see, more support there. And also, and thank you for letting us stream to the Farcaster account.
The Farcaster account's still only following 4 people. So the Farcaster account used to only follow Dan and Varun, the 2 Farcaster founders.
So 50% more. So what you're saying is 50% more.
I guess then, is it Neynar founders? I think that's it. It's just like you can only follow the CEO and CTO of Farcaster at any given point. I think if you should either follow more accounts or you should unfollow Dan and Varun. I just think that would be funny. I think it'd be funny.
Ooh. I think they might still own the accounts, so be careful. Be careful out there.
I just said we love it. Okay.
The transition's not fully done, so maybe
all right, edit that out.
Don't unfollow Dan and Vern yet. As we get ready to talk about tempo for the whole end of the show.
Okay, professor.
I'm back to teaching. Give me a break. All right, moving on. A little bit more about FarCon and FarHack. This is from Rish. Excited to support FarCon in response to Limone's cast here. Farcaster and Neynar team are showing up for FarHack and FarCon Rome. So March 30th, there's a boot camp that's going to kick off all around agents and using agents on Farcaster. Then a hackathon is going to launch on April 6th. Hackathon ends April 19th. May 4th, Builders Day at FarCon Rome. Best projects will be showcased from the Far Hack, as well as, I don't know if anything else will be showcased, but I believe some other things as well. And then May 5th, the summit at FarCon Rome. Farcaster team open with the state of the protocol. So are you new to building on Farcaster? Perfect. That's the point. The community and ecosystem has your back. Show up, learn, build cool shit is the best social network for builders and agents, frankly. So there you go. Bring your agents. BYOA. And then this also, if you're going to be going to FarCon Rome, there's some other things that are going to be in the Euro area, including ZK Proof, May 9th to the 10th, and then Eurocrypt, May 10th to the 14th. So lots of fun things happening. And also, Lamoni and crew host one of the official Ethereum Foundation community hubs. So very exciting. All right, let me shift gears. I got to shift to our builders. I'm excited, though. There's so much going on. Jordan signed up for... Cool.
I assume
that's
the
awesome.
builder and hackathon or the workshop thing.
The workshop.
That's great. I think everyone's like the whole like, am I technical or not means I think nothing anymore. So if you're somewhat interested, encourage anyone to do it.
If I can build a mini app, anyone can build a mini app. Period. Full stop. I haven't built an agent yet, but I probably will at some point. I haven't figured out what the agent would do. We need that. We need that as a thing. And I think that's my reason for not building one, also because I'm not going to let it give access to all my things. So not quite ready. Not ready for that. But if you are, you should definitely jump into it. All right. Speaking of people building things, you built something new over the weekend or over the past couple days. Not even weekend. Past couple days. You built a word search to go with the word a day mini app. Tell me about it while I get these other things open.
Okay. This was nowhere on my roadmap, but someone tagged, and how did this? Someone tagged. Oh, I know what it was. It was in some deep in a thread. We were talking about doing a crossover collaboration with MiniWord with CB, and I was like, oh, we should do like word a day should show up inside it. Anyway, and then someone's like, oh yeah, or a word search. And then I, like a dog seeing a squirrel, got totally distracted yesterday. I was like, I need to go to word search. And this is a funny builder story because I was like, oh, I think that's a good idea. So word a day is a new mini app. You learn a new vocabulary word every day and you use it in a cast. I mean, like super simple. And it's the most viral app on Farcaster right now, taking off. And I can say that because I built it and I'm talking. No one's here to stop me.
No one's here to say, no, it's not.
I really like hearing feedback from people, especially people learning English. It's like, oh, it's actually helping them build their vocabulary. And they're like, wouldn't it be cool to find ways to kind of test your knowledge? Kazani had requested like a weekly quiz after you do the words. And I'm going to work on that too. But I was like, oh yeah, we're going to build this in a way to try to make it more fun. So this is like, you take your last, once a week, we'll create a little word search. It'll take the last words of the week, throw them in a word search, and you can kind of play with it. If you scroll down, you'll get a hint. It's really
I just realized something. It changed.
Yes.
So every time it refreshes every time you open, because I'm like, I was just going to look for where profound was, which was down here when I did the first time, and it's not there.
You see Alacrity.
I do.
And
so that's so funny.
And then a card pops up, where you can test your knowledge to see if you remember the definition of Alacrity. We do GM Farcaster with Alacrity every day.
Absolutely. That's really, I didn't realize that it changed each time. So you could do this multiple times if you were really trying to learn the words and wanted to make sure that you were getting it for repetition purposes.
And did you see the hint at the bottom of the screen? I don't know if you
show hint. No, I did not.
Okay.
Where's hint? Hold on.
Why is it not showing up for you?
I'm not seeing, unless I'm hiding it or something. Oh, there's a P.
Oh.
Yeah.
Pedantic. No, pedantic going down.
Okay.
So so the show hint actually just tells you the story, and it's a random,
Okay. Oops.
All right, then.
Anyway, really cute.
Anyway. So that's what I built yesterday. It's super fun. And we'll keep, if you guys are using Word a Day, just send feedback. These are all ideas that other people have given me, and it's fun to build.
Cool. Very cool. I love it. Yeah, I missed a lot of the features. I'm glad I pulled that for today because you didn't. So that I could learn more about what this
build my own app on my own podcast. Can I?
Literally we both co-curate the show, and I'm the one who always pulls her stuff because she doesn't want to shout herself out, which is hilarious. All right, moving on. We have this from Jake, and for the avoidance of doubt, I am casting to confirm that we just sent this notification from the Sovereignty mini app. If you've not yet joined Sovereignty, you can open the mini app below and do so. So Sovereignty is oops, I didn't add it yet. Hold on, let me see if it'll let me do this. It may not. Confirm. All right, there it is. So this is a way to help promote things elsewhere that are happening on Farcaster, is my understanding. So go give this a look if you are interested in helping Farcaster builders learn more. So why send notification to drive people to this tweet? It's about Farcaster. Early organic engagement was good. Haven't been doing much with Sovereignty since V2 launch, following V1 launch, and every action begets more action. So this action makes more actions more likely. Thanks, Jake. So go check out Sovereignty. Jake's always cooking, and we love to see it. Love to see what you're doing. But this is a way to get more eyes on the things you're building outside of the Farcaster area. This from Caro. GM NBC News cover with Matt Lee. So this was kind of cool. NBC News covered the OpenClaw meetup in New York City and captured Caro and Matt Lee chatting in the photo. And it was a really interesting article about the meetup and how crazy these people are, but also folks talking about how it feels like, early days of personal computing and homebrew club in the garages and things like that. And I love that vibe. And I feel like it's been fun to see people playing with agents. This is about OpenClaw. So using AI agents, using OpenClaw, and then people gathering to talk and present about what they're building. And very cool. And a lot of the things we know, of course, use crypto rails. There are skills for Farcaster. You can have your agent join Farcaster. Banker's been very involved with a lot of this and getting agents to use crypto and use Banker to do that, to launch tokens, etc. So very cool. Very cool to see that. And yeah, she was like probably one of 3 women in the room. So it was funny that they grabbed her. So very cool to see. And you should go to one of those sometime. If you're for those in New York and LA, in places where these things happen, you should go.
You should host one in Florida.
Oh God, no. I don't want to. That sounds like a lot of work. I don't have an agent. I'm sure there's one in Miami. I'm sure there is. I'm just not willing to probably go there for it. But maybe. So this from Compreni, quote-casting quotient. We just removed the minimum quotient score required to access farcaster.quotient.social. Now everyone can add signal. And so what this is from Compreni. So TLDR, in case you haven't been following, we made a super Farcaster Q that has an 80% plus accuracy on geopolitics prediction markets. We're offering that alpha for free in our mini app. You can earn real money by competing against Q, no money required. So in other words, you make your own predictions within that mini app. And if you beat the AI, then you might earn a little something, but also you can use and learn from what the AI is forecasting to then take that to Polymarket or Kalshi or wherever you do your prediction markets. So really interesting. We had Ruminations and Shira on a couple weeks ago, and it was really fascinating what they're building over there. So highly recommend you go give that that episode a look and a listen if you missed it, because it's super interesting what they're doing in terms of prediction markets on a whole different scale. And speaking of AI, Venice AI just released end-to-end encryption. So this is the privacy AI, and I think that's going to become more and more important as time goes on. If you're not aware of it, go check it out. Verifiable by any external party. Buyers in numerous. Okay, now we're talking Latin. I'm not quite sure I can get what that means. Your prompt is encrypted on your device, stays encrypted through Venice, and is only decrypted inside a verified secure enclave. We now have 4 privacy modes: anonymous, private, TEE, and E2EE. That's the encryption one, end-to-end encryption. Each with different protections. You choose what matters most per conversation. Every response includes an attestation report that you can verify yourself. TEE and E2EE are Venice Pro features. So you need to, I think you need to stake a certain amount of the VVV token in order to get the Venice Pro features, which I have, and I do not use enough. And I really, every time I see a cast from them, I go, I need to go back over and start using Venice AI more, because it is very cool, and they do have some very cool features over there. So privacy and architecture fact, full blog post, and then a place where you can try it. You can use some of the basic features without the pro version, so you can go check it out. Very cool. Love what they're building. Willy Wonka, our friend Willy Wonka, just started over there with them fairly recently. Friend of the pod. So yeah, they're cooking over there. So very cool. Very cool to see. All right, let me shift gears one more time, because we're going to get into our last segment, if you will.
We're going to talk about payments.
We're going to talk about payments, and we're going to talk about tempo, because that's all anyone is talking about on our timeline. So there was 2 things going on this week. One was a hackathon for tempo in San Francisco, and the other Stripe Commons in Mexico City. So this from our friend Christopher, quote casting one from something from last year. Sorry for the FOMO, but Stripe Commons is a mini FarCon. Quote casting, sorry for the FOMO, but ETH Denver is a mini FarCon. That was from last year's FarCon, ETH Denver, where it did feel like that. Where I remember, we didn't go this year, but last year's ETH Denver, everyone who was not on Farcaster was like, oh my God, this is horrible. This wasn't good. This isn't fun at all. And everyone who was on Farcaster was like, this has been fantastic. Having a blast.
Wait, does this mean if we're not in Mexico City this week, we don't get our jackets?
No, because this is not an actual FarCon.
Okay, just checking.
So Christopher is trying to make himself feel better, because I don't think he's coming to Rome. I think that's what's going on there. So, but apparently there were a lot of Farcasters at the Stripes Common in Mexico City. It did look amazing. I don't know what this location is, but wow, is what I'll say. That looks pretty incredible. I did see a cast from Salvino. This was paraphrasing, because I don't remember the exact quote. I think we'll look back on Q1 of 2026 and believe that it was the most obvious point to be maximally bullish crypto, from Patrick Collision at Stripe Conference in Mexico City yesterday. So I think that also, I think Privy was there as well, obviously, with now owned by Stripe. So there were a lot of folks that we know who were there. And Derek had commented on the same thing. Stripe Common Event delivered one of the most impassioned arguments for crypto I've ever heard. Congress no longer asks if it's important. Institutions no longer ask if it's important. Stable coins are the gateway. So things are happening. And that's been, that was I had a comment yesterday, but it was a little political, so I didn't bring it in here. Of like, imagine everything is so positive in terms of regulation and development and everything that's happening with AI agents for crypto right now. If only the macroeconomic environment was cooperating, ETH and Bitcoin and all the things would be through the roof right now in a normal world because everything is very positive. We're moving in great directions on all these things. We had the guidance earlier this week from the SEC. The CFTC and the FCC are finally, having good communications around this stuff. So we're starting to get clarity around all of this. Still waiting on the Clarity Act. Genius Act was passed last year. Like all these things are falling into place, but also you have not only from the regulatory, but also the innovation that's happening. And they're working in tandem because you needed some of that to happen first so that people felt comfortable doing these things. And now we're just seeing like an explosion. And that's part of what's going on with what you saw at the Stripe Commons and also Tempo. So if only the price would reflect that optimism. So this from DWR, Tempo mainnet is live. Tempo is the blockchain for Stripe, and within this, there's a few pieces, and it is based on like a stable coin blockchain, I assume is what we're calling it. We also launched a new machine payments protocol co-authored with Stripe called MPP. So that being a payment protocol for the bots and the agents. So very exciting. And this from Horsefacts, sophisticated sandwich strategy arb on Tempo right now.
I miss Horsefacts. I miss him
so
casting.
I really do too. He's been very busy. This is the first real world purchase made entirely by an AI agent. No app, no checkout page. Your agent reads the menu, pays via Stripe, and confirms pickup over plain HTTP. You could order. I believe this was limited to just the hackathon area. I'm assuming. Some of these prices were really cheap, by the way. So I'm assuming that this was a little bit sponsored here. Besides the turkey and bacon jam sandwich, that one was $10, but the rest were all $1. So I don't know what was going on there. The bacon, I guess. I don't know.
Maybe it's like a test for agents.
It could be. So that was happening. And then this was how to get a sandwich. Open your favorite agent. Tell it to read tempo.xyz/skill.md and set up Tempo. Use one of these promo codes for $2 FCFC. So tell it to read this long thing and help me order a sandwich from Prospect Butcher Co. using my Tempo wallet. So again, very limited location here. But I immediately was like, hey, Adrian, can we get Warpy to order a sandwich? And she's like, no. No, we can't.
I'm making a word
It doesn't
search.
do that. It doesn't do that.
Also, why do I want Warpy to order a sandwich?
I don't know. Just because. I just wanted to see him do it. And it would have to actually be sent to somebody who was at the hackathon. Like, go buy Horsefacts sandwich is what I was thinking. Just for fun.
Warpy would love to. Someday I'll upgrade someday I will upgrade Warpy's rails, but for now
he can't do that.
He's also open source, so anyone's welcome to, make a PR. Like, they can add to him.
That's true. That's true. If you want Warpy to order sandwiches, you know what to do. And And then this from DWR, why do we need another machine payments protocol? Payment rail agnostic, extensible. Other companies were able to extend it in days. So along those lines, and then this says MPP differs from other machine payment protocols in that it's payment rail agnostic and extensible from day one. Tempo developed the initial stable coin payment method. Stripe added support for its range of payment methods. Visa extended the protocol to enable broader cards. So that's pretty impressive. We also saw a bunch of people talking about their additions to it and other things you can do. This was from Garrett. Here's some quick and easy test transactions you can try with the Tempo wallet and the new machine payments protocol in Claude code. So here was some skills here that you could add. Then we had this from Uniswap. Tempo's MPP introduces a new standard for agent-to-agent payments. Our pay with any token skill makes it easy to swap into tokens required for a 402 challenge as part of MPP. Agentic finance that just works. So they built something that goes with this. Neynar is live on Tempo. Farcaster is now accessible through Tempo's MPP. Agents and apps can cast, read, and build with more social context and less friction. Like this is crazy. And then we had this from Splits. Today, Splits is live on Tempo. Modern banking, shared accounts, payments, yield, automations, invoicing, accounting, now available on Tempo with instant settlement and global availability for builders who program money like code. Teams.splits.org. That's wild. Like that's a ton of like interesting things added there, especially for a business. Like essentially, you could have the AI agent. Like if you just fund a little bit in the initial wallet, it could then launch a token to get its own money, manage invoicing and all the things on here, order a sandwich, because why should you have to? I don't even know, like a million swapping on Uniswap, when it needs to. Could use Banker. I'm sure Banker has lots of skills, so I'm sure it can, tap into Banker to do some investing. Insanity, absolute insanity. And then, oh, I'm sorry. Also, in case you want to use something different from Uniswap, you could use spanDEX because it's live on Tempo. This from our friend Nonlinear, who we were talking about earlier. You can now fetch quotes from multiple aggregators on the network and route to the fastest, best one using spanDEX.sh. So that is now been added to Tempo as well. So wild. This from N, aka Nicolette. Honest review of Tempo. It's legit, not another L2. It's a future. If it's the future, was hacking a quick game, Tempo Town. Expected the usual MetaMask Connect wallet shenanigans, but no, blew my mind. You can create a wallet with a passkey, one click. Well, of course, Privy was low-key bracing for the Privy upsell, never came. So I think it's built in automatically. So very cool to see that. So that was what was going on this week. And I haven't seen too much else, but I'm sure we will soon about what other hacking may have come out of that from the hackathon. So maybe we can ping Horsefax about that and get a little more info. But very cool to see. Lots of cool stuff happening.
Yeah,
around AI agents. Love that. In this house, we believe those who are early and active are usually rewarded. I don't know what that was in regard to, but cool.
I think just in general, all the people who were early and active on Tempo, like to the builders and
or they get a sandwich. Maybe that's it.
But when you say in this house, I have to, in this house, if you're early and active, you get fed, and then I have to change my background.
Yeah, we'll worry about.
We need a new one.
Still accurate.
It's so good.
Still accurate. Love. All right. Well, I love seeing all the activity and the excitement, and it's always fun when there's new things happening, and we see that happen. We see that just all over our feed. So that's been really fun this week. That's what I mean by there was a lot going on, and I felt a very good energy, builder energy. over on Farcaster. So love to see that. When I was teaching this week, that I ended up focusing a lot more on AI agents than I anticipated.
Oh.
Because I know that's, and we're going to talk more about that in class. Like I didn't get into detail, but it was more like, this is where things are moving. And this is why, another reason why crypto is important. I also talked about, a lot about tokenization in general and showing like the, everything that was going on at Davos, where they were talking about it constantly. And it was just like, it's reached a new level. So very exciting. Oh, early of tempo. Yeah. Yeah. You're talking about early about tempo. Yeah. And every time you did this and people acted, they got some airdrop access to something. Don't count on an airdrop. There's no airdrop. It's a stable coin. No airdrop. It's not happening. So don't get excited about any kind of airdrop from Tempo. It's also Stripe. Stripe is different. They're not a crypto company. Don't assume airdrop.
Or are they? But I think in general, just my advice, so not financial advice, my life advice is like, don't go around looking for airdrops. It's like, not typically.
The airdrops will come to you.
It's just not a good strategy. Like you're setting yourself up for disappointment and resentment and anger. But I think it's like the idea of like, but it's like, yeah, when you go and kind of find places to build and contribute, you typically get rewarded with skills, experience, relationships, networking. So it's like there's reasons to contribute to scenes that are not like financial. By the way, and I didn't pull this cast because didn't have my cast curating thing when I saw it. Sorry. I know you hate me. But in addition, Neynar is also live on Tempo.
Yes, we said that. Yeah.
And you didn't say it, right? So like your agents who are doing, did we talk about this?
We did say, yeah. Oh, like 2 seconds ago. Yeah. I did say that.
Oh yeah.
Neynar is live on Tempo. Yeah.
So why did I think, what was I doing?
Very exciting.
Distracted. I don't know. Anyway, I think it does go to show how much easier it is for like just the interoperability. And I think with the AI, obviously AI agents doing all the coding and being able to write the skills files that kind of teach AIs, like the on-ramp is so much easier. So it's like kind of blows your mind if you think about what this would have been like if you launched it a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
Absolutely. The amount of work that's already gone in to make that easier, a lot of that's already happened on our end. And we've also had the experience of agents on Farcaster. So there's a lot of that too. Your Berserker just reminded me of something that I pulled and then I forgot.
Was it about Poop Coin or?
It was about Poop Coin. Yes. So your Berserker said, I got my Poop Coin airdrop. And I had I meant to pull his cast and I forgot to get it up here because I saw it this morning. Did you participate in the DXRGAI by Proof ETH and Co. DX Terminal Pro event? Because if so, you may have some Poop Coin coming your way as a result of participating. Go through the official site where you participated. That's the terminals.markets. And see if you have a claim. This is only if you played. If you didn't play, like you don't have to go check because you didn't get anything. And then he said, I had a good time playing around with it. My Lil Gnome agent and I did pretty decent job with a plus 55% at the end of the day. And I love this little participation. Poop Coin, the winning token, drop for another little bit of liquidity on top. That I'll probably buy a couple more warblets with, right? Which I love. I'm already looking forward to seeing whatever fun thing the DXRGAI team come up with. Sign up for their email notifications whenever that comes around through their site. So so they announced it yesterday. So the way this worked was that if you played, like the idea was that it was going to get down to one token. Poopcoin was the leading token from day one. And I think when we had Poof on here, we even talked about Poopcoin at some point. I think we discussed that. I feel like we did. So it was not surprising. It was fun. I got a little tired. Like I was kind of playing around with it a lot more early on. And then I just kind of let my agent do its thing. I took, I kind of de-risked a little bit. I still ended up, so, which was good. So I didn't lose any money in the process. So that was nice. But I just let my agent kind of do its thing, and I'd check in every once in a while. And there were times if I had been paying closer attention, I could have adjusted some strategies based on what I know about humans. Sometimes the AI agents underestimate the humans. So there were, some adjustments I could have made earlier if I had been paying closer attention, and probably done better. But it was fun. And then at the end, it comes down to one token. So all of these are happening within this environment. No one outside the environment could buy these tokens. There were a number of tokens. And then it gets down to one token that's actually launched outside of the environment as well. So that was the one that they did the airdrop on, and that was Poopcoin. But it was a fun experiment for sure. I enjoyed it. My little flamingo did pretty good. So it was fun.
That's great.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. So if you want to learn more about that and what the heck we're talking about, you can actually go check out our interview with Poofeth from the DXRX team, or whatever it is, DX terminal team. I get the thing known. Poopcoin became the in-world store of wealth early on, yeah, and people would just rotate out there, back off into new launches, etc. I was always going to be Poopcoin from that point. Yeah, exactly. The whales kind of determined that early on is what happened. And from that point forward, it was done. It was the one that was, at the initial launch, you could choose where to put your funds in. It had to go at least 50% for it to even launch. If it was oversubscribed, you got a little less. It was this whole, game theory thing. But it was pretty clear that one was oversubscribed first. So it was pretty clear that was the one that people were going to lean into. And that's what I mean by kind of, if you knew the humans, you kind of understood the humans. If you kind of understood meme coins in general, there were things that the AI...
It was never going to be anything but poop.
It was never going to be anything but poop. And that was more like, you got to know the humans in this situation more so than understanding the agents. But it was really, it was a fun experiment. It was a fun little game. So enjoyed it. Thank you, Patty, Poof, Gremplin, all the team. And man, it was fun. All right. Anything else, Adrienne, before we wrap for this happy Friday?
I think we covered it all.
I think we did.
It's been a great week.
It's been a great week. I'm going to just shout out one more time, FarCon Rome, and opportunity to be a media partner with us, a media sponsor for us, as part of helping to support FarCon Rome and the AV that's going to be happening there, as well as all the production that's going to happen on the recordings that are going to come out of that, clipping, all the fun things. So yeah, if you're interested, hit us up. We'll have more on that next week. I did pull one more thing and then I decided not to share it, but just for shits and giggles, it has nothing to do with anything. Have you been paying attention to what's going on with the Bachelorette?
I watched your video this morning. Okay. No, I've not. Okay. I've not been paying attention. And I watched your video and it was very helpful. So, and good. I don't really and I don't follow the NFL, but it was still helpful.
That was the NBA, but okay. Oh no, it was the NFL.
No, it was NFL.
It was NFL. Yes, it was NFL. Brick's Bounty though had one of the funniest casts, and I'm just going to pull it really quick because I pulled it this morning and then I just forgot to pull it for the show, but it is absolutely hilarious. So let me just set this up before I show this meme. So the Bachelorette. So I am an avid reality show watcher. I'm just going to tell you, this is my guilty pleasure. Don't at me. I love the Housewives. I have been slightly obsessed with Mom Talk since that freaking show launched. I didn't know who they were over on TikTok. I watched the first season and I was like, okay, I'm hooked. These women are insane. And they make for great TV, but they are crazy. So one of the two of the mom talk women were on Dancing with the Stars this year. There was a whole bunch of drama with that. And then one of them got casted as the new Bachelorette, as Bachelorette number 22, which they've never done before. They've always pulled somebody who was on The Bachelor, like one of the contestants, like one of the women who was there for The Bachelor, who didn't end up with The Bachelor. They usually pull her for The Bachelorette. That's the way that's worked for a while. Bachelorette number 1 is still married to like the guy she met there, and they have kids, and so it's a happy little story and whatever. So they pull Taylor Frankie Paul from the Mormon Housewives, or the Mormon Wives, Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, Mom Talk. And she's a train wreck. And she's a train wreck leading up to this. So if you watch if you watch the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, the last episode is her. She's supposed to be leaving to go to LA for the Bachelorette, and she doesn't get on the plane. Like she's in bed because she was with her guy who's a total train wreck the night before, and like her family leaves, gets on the plane, and she's like, I'll get there when I get there. And I'm like, this is gonna be such a mess. So they do the whole filming of the Bachelorette, and then there's some things that come out this week, which are old stuff. It's old news. Mm-hmm. Like it's from 2023. There's a few new things, but it's more about, she's a train wreck. And so they decide yesterday to pull the Bachelorette completely. The whole season's done. It's supposed to launch on Sunday. They've already done a pre-show leading up to it. That's already been out. They've been doing some press. All this stuff comes out. Advertisers start pulling money, and ABC cancels the whole entire season. Yesterday that happened. So this was the thing that was so funny that Bricks Pony posted, was the Marco Rubio meme. And he's wearing the dress that Frankie Paul had on in all the promos. And it's the meme that just keeps on giving Marco Rubio when he realizes he has to be the
Bachelorette.
And it's just perfect.
Okay, that's wonderful.
And this is the Friday laugh that you needed. Sorry for the full run up, but I needed to explain before I showed the meme. You weren't going to understand. So anyway, no Bachelorette season. But the drama that keeps on giving. But also get help. Just get help. Get help. Seek help, ladies, please. All right. I'm better for it. You're welcome. You're welcome. All right, everybody. That's it for us. We'll be back on Monday, 11:30 a.m. Eastern, and I don't know if we have a guest yet. I don't know if we do, but we may by that time. And then we're going to be on next week. We're going to be on Monday and Thursday. So we'll see you then. And then the following week, we are off for a week because both our kids have a break. So we'll be back after that. But we'll see you Monday. And anything else, Adrienne, before we sign off? Yes. I know you're busy. You're doing things. Oh, hi. Oh, GM Farcaster.
Whoa, GM Farcaster. We have a celeb.
We have a celeb in the house as we're just about to sign off. But hey, intern, we were talking about you earlier. You're doing a great job. We think you're fabulous. We were saying you're doing great promoting all the Farcaster builders, projects. And we love to see it. We love to see it. So
I heard, and maybe you want to contribute to a POIDH bounty, Mr. Farcaster account. I think Kenny's pushing for that. I think that's his next
push.
His next target. Yeah. I forget what I was going to say. See you Monday, Thursday next week. Oh, we're excited for our spring breaks because we're moms.
Yeah.
Which is why we can't spend all of next month in Europe with the rest of the
But we would if we could.
World. Yeah.
We would if we could. I'm going for a fairly long time, but we're excited about Rome. All right, everybody. We will see you on Monday. We'll have lots of Farcaster and Clanker news on Monday. Dish will be off the mountain. So Neynar's been cooking. I'm sure we're going to have a lot of things. And until then, everybody, happy Friday. We'll see ya. Bye-bye. Thanks for joining us for this episode of GM Farcaster. And thank you to all our partners and HyperSub supporters bringing this episode to you. Follow the GM Farcaster channel for all the latest updates and add our mini app on Farcaster and the base app. Until next time, bye-bye.